Welcome to this week's G.I. Joe toy review, where this week we will be looking at the Cobra Officer. And this is a awesome figure, in my opinion. But before we get to the Cobra Officer, let's do our weekly shout-outs. First, Back to the Media at 41 South Loudoun Street here in Winchester, Virginia. Their website is www.backtothemedia. And you can find them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Back to the Media. And you can email them at backtothemedia.com. And you can go there to get your video games, vintage and modern, vinyl records, vintage toys, Funko Pops, comics, DVDs, Blu-rays, cassettes, VHSs, more, whatever you're looking for in your media outlet. And then while you're in the neighborhood, jump down to 115 South Loudoun Street, just a couple buildings down. Also in the Walking Mall at 115 South Loudoun Street. Go to Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles. Sorry for the sniffling, I've got a sinus cold. But see Charles, let him know I sent you. Their email address is timetravelertoys@gmail.com. You also find them on Facebook. And you go and get your comics, toys, and collectibles. And both stores got very awesome stuff. And let's start with the reading of the file card for Cobra Trooper. And it says Infantry, codename Cobra Trooper, file name various, because he's from these many different people, guy and female. Primary military specialty is infantry. Secondary military specialty is sabotage. Birthplace, various, because he's from many different countries. He or she, depending. He is, the Cobra Trooper is very gentle, gender oriented, not gender specific. And the quote is, he or she is one of the nameless, faceless infantry troopers in the vast Cobra army. These guard fighters have given their allegiance to Cobra Commander, but just until someone more powerful usurps the head snake. The majority of these troopers come from the countless criminals and lowlifes that are found in every shadowy corner of the world, eager for a chance to wreak havoc on a grander scale and enticed by the promise of rich plunder. They are highly skilled in various weapons, qualified in the use of explosives, and experienced in the martial arts. Oh, that's a new one. And this is coming from that episode where, where Snake Eyes, or not Snake Eyes, but Storm Shadow was actually training them in the early episodes of the Sunbow cartoon. The quote at the bottom is, "We're the grunts of the Cobra organization. The guy who pour into the field and fight for all we're worth, overpowering the enemy with might and meanness and machine guns." As you see in the portrait of the Cobra Trooper with the Cobra logo. And these guys are known for missing their target. But of course, to go get his accessories, he comes with the figure stand, upraised Cobra logo, 1 foot peg. Excuse me again. And codename Cobra Trooper on the front. Start off looking at his helmet, because he does come with his removable helmet with the chevron type logo on the front. Kind of yellow on the inside with the Cobra blue outside of it. But in the comic books, he kind of had that like Nazi helmet type looking thing. He also comes with a knife that could fit in technically it's a sleeve. And sorry about that again. And it's a nice little dagger. And he also comes with the vintage was a sniper rifle, but this looks like more of an AK-47. Very thin and small. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and sorry about that. I had to get something to drink. But let's take a look at the Cobra Officer. And as you see, bald head, And if you're a wrestling fan, you'll get this reference because he's got the Stone Cold look. Um, the Cobra blue uniform, the black rib gear going around his upper body, and he's got the red mask on his face, as well as the red Cobra logo right there on his chest. The rest of his uniform, like I said, is royal blue. He's got black gloves. He's got a pocket on this leg, and here's the sleeve somewhat for the dagger. He's got silver buckles strapped around it, and it's black. He's got black knee pads as well as black boots. Very, very, very simple figure, but simple on certain G.I. Joe figures actually look cool, like on this one. And this one's this very simplicity of it is cool. And the articulation, his head rotates the full 360. And he can raise his arm to right there. And his arm can rotate the full 360 all the way around. And he has the bend at the elbow. He can rotate at the elbow as well as swivel at the wrist. He does have the ab crunch feature, and it is not as rib gear does not hinder it. And typical T-hook at the waist. And lift his leg 90 degrees to about right there. Double knee joint. He does pivot at the ankle, as you can see, as well as swivel at the ankle. So he meets all the articulation aspects of the modern Joe figures. So let's go ahead and look at Cobra Officer geared up in battle mode. And here is the Cobra Trooper augmented in gear. As you see, that's where his dagger can go. The only withdrawal I would have is you can't do the usual tuck the stock under his arm issue. But that's alright, He's a Cobra Trooper. He's supposed to be like the can never shoot right and hit a target, throughout all kinds of media. But he made his first appearance in the issue 1 of the G.I. Joe Marvel comic run, as well as episode number 1 in part 1 of the 5-part miniseries, the Massive Vice, in the original G.I. Joe Sembo cartoon. He was used throughout the entire run of the comic, as well as the entire run of the cartoon, both Deke and Sunbow. He is one of my favorite figures, of all time for Cobra. I love the fact that you could actually army build this guy. I never had the vintage figure, but it's having this one is actually pretty awesome, and I'm glad I got him in the modern era. I would rank this as a top tier figure, being as an army builder. Just like I said, the simplicity, the simpleness of the paint apps, the simpleness of his uniform, and who he is actually tends to work for me a lot. If he could shoot better, I would love to have him as a bodyguard, but they can't shoot nor hit a target at all very well. To see the vintage version of this figure, go to Hooded Cobra Commander 788. He does a really, really good review on this figure. Funny intro in the beginning of it. And also you can find him in the Toys R Us exclusive 3-pack viewing on Sanitarium Productions. I mean, I got this one as a single carded figure, but they do have the Toys R Us 3-pack, which I'm actually going to be getting soon. But that's pretty cool. But that is the review of the Cobra Trooper, the most awesome of all G.I. Joe Army builders. Tune in next week as we will be doing the G.I. Joe offering for the month, the last G.I. Joe offering of this month, which will be on the G.I. Joe Night Spectre, the Night Force Shark. So tune in next week to view that. which actually be awesome because I'll be hitting a lot of references from the Shark's blueprints for this vehicle. So tune in as we do Cobra Trooper, or thank you for watching the Cobra Trooper. Be looking for the Night Spectre. Come in next week and have some fun with a vehicle. And as always, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. See y'all next week. Have a good week, and keep me in your thoughts so I get over this sinus infection very, very soon. Have a good week. Peace out. Love y'all. And remember, now you know, and knowing is half the battle.